Hello teacups, what's brewing again? We are back so much sooner than I thought we would be. So, I was filming and editing the previous video, which I've got a feeling isn't going to do very well because the news came out. Chantal uploaded a live called Some News, and essentially her and Salah have apparently broken up and she's going back to Canada. So what I've done for sake of time is I downloaded that live and I fed it through the feature I have in my video editor that just removes silence. Now my old computer was no good at doing this, the workload was too high for it, but it worked this time and it's reduced the live down to 15 minutes from I think it was like 50 or something. So I'm not sure how that's going to have gone. I haven't watched it all the way through, so we're just going to work with what I have. And I haven't actually watched the original live all the way through. I just kind of got the beginning while I was trying to edit the other video. So this might not do too well. Also, when I took out the silence, I upped her volume because she was very quiet when I was listening to her. So the sound might be a little bit out because I fiddled with it. So please just bear with it, okay? The video may also be a little bit disjointed because obviously it automatically removed the silence. So there might be times where I could have done with a pause that I won't have one. But let's give it a go and we'll see how it goes.
No, it's so hard to pretend to not be, to be okay. I don't want to show any weakness.
I don't understand. There's going to be a lot of pausing in this because I've cut out any space where I might have talked without it. She will show anything online that gets her the views. So when we're talking about, I don't want to show weakness, she came online sobbing because she'd broken up with BB. She came online dozens of times breaking up with Nada. She has filmed every aspect of her relationships. So I can bet she doesn't want to deal with it, but she's totally fine coming online. That's what the channel's there for. Also, before we really get into this, one thing we have to discuss, and I probably should have discussed in the intro, there are 2 to 3 possibilities here. Number one, everything she says is true. Either she has dumped him or he has dumped her. They are separated. She will never come back. Number 2, it's happened, but they'll make up. Or number 3, it hasn't happened at all. She's just trying to click farm bait and she actually won't go home at all. I am more inclined to say it's number 1 or number 2. I had thought they would go on a small trip to renew the visas, because remember, we're on the 17th of July. Her visa has to be renewed by either the 25th or the 26th. So it is extremely convenient timing right now to say, oh no, we broke up, I'm going back to Canada. And regardless of how that goes, she is going to need to leave the country. So we had said before, potentially she had, when she was looking really bad with the sunglasses, maybe she had hopped aboard and was coming back. And that might still be true. If she decides, no, actually he's the love of my life and stays here and doesn't go anywhere, we'll know. But I find the timing of this to be extremely suspect. Now, all the problems she had before in Canada still apply, but I heard they made insulin free just recently. Is that right? Or did I misunderstand that? I think she's got more and more health concerns, and I think the reality of Salah having to look after her long term is probably becoming more real to him, but we'll talk about the rest as we go. But I don't think this has just come from their relationship or lack of same.
I ordered food because I need comfort. It's so sad, I know, but I don't care right now.
She's never cared.
I'm
Does she have the food there? Is that why it's on the side? You'd think she'd be showing herself eating.
back home and I'm going to be on my own.
I think this is what upsets her more. The fact that she's looking at the practicalities of when she left. Do you remember when she was like, oh, I'm going to get matching bachelors for me and Pete's? And it was only going to cost like 800 or 900 in rent. There is no way she's getting that in rent now. Like, it's going to be expensive, even in a little apartment.
I'm going to be like single and like we're separating. I don't want to talk about why. Like, I want to respect privacy in that way.
And that's another reason why I don't necessarily believe this, or at the very least, I don't believe it's a sudden thing. They may have decided it before, because we have seen and Chantal feel emotions. And if they'd had some kind of argument, if something had happened that had resulted in them breaking up, I feel like we'd be getting a lot closer to that car rage when she was like, my husband. I don't think she'd be this calm if she, A, really loved him the way, well, as close as she got to with BB. I'm not sure she can love anybody else completely. Or if he had done something to her that made her rage. There's a possibility that, given that she's like, oh, I have self-respect, that he's cheated on her again or been caught messaging again. But I feel like we would have a different vibe here if that were the case. I don't think she'd be able to hide that very well.
And yeah, I wish I could tell you why. It's just relationship stuff. Well, it comes to mom's Jean. So
how convenient.
That's it. Yeah, it's done. It's like really done. I won't say why, but I have respect for myself. So
I thought she'd said it already.
I'm just like really tired and not doing it. The most tragic thing, I think the thing that like hurts me the most about ending something like this is when you think you're living something that you're not.
And this is what brings in this idea of, has the reality of how much care she needs hit Salah? If this is all real and it's a relationship breakup and just, oh, look at that, it's right on time with the visa. Her ability to look after herself, her independence has eroded hugely over the last year or two. And now she's on a large amount of medications. And one thing we saw in her last video was that she has no intention of changing that. Any intention she ever has goes quickly. And does Salah really want to spend the rest of his life helping someone or chauffeuring somebody who claims they want help and then doesn't? Because I could see quite quickly that this isn't getting better. And he can probably see the same. Whatever he's getting from Foodie, I don't think there's any real love there. So that means he can get it from somebody else. Now that might mean he has to work at that a little bit longer, because remember, once she goes, he can't live in this apartment because he'll be a single man again. But has he just jotted up whatever it is he's getting from this relationship and decided it's not worth it?
Well, it's the news, just not something meant to be, that's all. That's all I can say. So I'm better off alone, honestly. I'm better off alone.
I don't think alone or with somebody, I think she has massive issues. I think she should learn to be alone before she learns to be with anybody, but both of those things are a process.
I have a lot of work to do on myself. And, you know, I'm like 40 and I have a lot of health issues and I just want to be in peace, like to deal with things, you know, without...
In peace makes me think if he cared at all or if he wanted things to go a certain way, perhaps he's had a conversation with her where he's like, look, you need to try and do the thing. I'm not sure about that because he still like brings her food and stuff online, but is he looking at his responsibilities taking care of her and being like, you've got to meet me halfway, you've got to at least try and go to the doctor? And so this kind of upset, victimized little voice is her being like, I just need peace to deal with my mental and physical illnesses. I can't deal with the pressure. Like, maybe it's for him because he tried to get her to do a thing.
Any kind of pressures. So, yeah, that's it. Sorry, I really didn't want to cry. Like, I really didn't want to, but I'm going home very soon. Yeah, please don't insult Salah. It's not anything, like, it's not anything like he did. It's just,
Then this is either pre-planned or he had a conversation she didn't like about taking care of herself.
I don't want to like insult him. I want to respect like our relationship enough that I just need to be alone, okay? That's it. So, I don't know, Amber. Well, I guess I'll be okay. Yeah, and I don't want to go on a plane for 13 hours.
That upsets her more than anything else. Yeah, it's a hard trip. Maybe they've had a fight, maybe she won't do it, but it'll be a hard trip for her. She should just suck it up and book business class. Like, it's not going to be perfect for her, but it's going to be a lot better than economy because she will not buy 2 economy seats. However, if she actually does make it to Canada, like, she is going to have a lot of expenses. Even counting the fact that she can now access healthcare, she's going to have a lot of expenses, which might cause her, partly as it did before, although she was mad at Salah and had to go back to catch her man again, but was partly the reason she gave up on it the first time she went back to Canada, because she realised how much work it was.
Thanks, Lynn. No, I'm not bringing this chair. I just feel numb. Yes, a cruise. I don't know.
You think she can afford a cruise? Come on.
Can I? A cruise home? I don't think so. I don't know. I'd prefer that over a friggin' plane. And it would take like a week to get home. I can't take Julia until I have a place. Like, I'm gonna be homeless.
She's gonna lose that cat. She's never getting it.
Where am I gonna put my pets? Which sucks, I know. Yeah, the flight is like, it's like a 16, 17 hour day. I'm going home, Brittany. I don't know what I'm doing, Kiki. I have no clue yet. It's just best for me right now.
That's the only thing that makes me doubt it was pre-planned, the fact that she doesn't seem to have a plan at all. How is she going to be able to solve all the problems she had the first time she went?
So, what's the news? No, I'm not backtrack. Thanks. Lindsay, you're sweet. I appreciate it. I just want to hurry and get home, I guess.
Hurry and get home. It's the 17th. She's got 9 days. I think she's going to get paid between the 21st and the 25th, and I think she's going to book a flight. So I think we're going to see her in Canada within about a week.
This time. Anyway, I know it's hard because, like, I'm trying to be private, but, I mean, you guys are going to know, like, when I'm not here. Am I going to miss the heat? No. Yeah, it's just, I have to just focus on myself, that's all. We'll still be friends and everything. It's just, I can't be married. So, thanks, Everett.
I mean, she's not married, but we'll leave it.
Speedy Bird, you Googled it? No way. I mean, I do have a lot of health issues that, like, you know, would be definitely better taken care of. I know I said, you know, like, I could technically get things taken care of here, but not, like, every single thing. So.
Yeah, I think she actually wants to maybe go on Ozempic, which I realize is a little bit out of the blue. But, you know, she was saying, oh, it's 2,000, it's whatever. I also think now, faced with the fact that she really does have to take her medicine, otherwise she ends up in hospital, the ongoing cost of that medication becomes an issue. But the amount of money she'd spend living in Canada would probably also be high, so she may also just want the MRI for confirming her sciatica and things like that.
Is there really cruises? I don't know, maybe they'll bring the nashi back. I don't know. With the quesadilla. No. Why do you guys make me laugh? It's not a laughing matter. It's sad when the shoe we want the most doesn't fit. Exactly. I ordered food already. I'm starving, but I don't have an appetite. Like, I don't know. It's like a comfort thing, I guess. On the dashboard. I don't have a car. Yeah, YouTube. It's just one of those things, you know? Yeah, I mean, we love each other, but that's just sometimes not enough.
That was a bit disjointed. I'm going to cut most of it out. We love each other. Sometimes that's just not enough. I don't live in their head. I've always said I don't live in their head, but I've never seen evidence of that strength of feeling with each other. Also, her not having a car. I think she says in a little bit that she sold it. I had forgotten about that, but didn't she sell it to, like, Aunt Phyllis or something? Like, she can probably deal with something there.
So, ECP, I'm going back home to Canada, so I don't have the Kia anymore. I'm probably gonna just, like, rent a car for now.
Renting a car is gonna get expensive, but how would she finance a car? She doesn't have enough saved to be able to buy, like, an old beater outright. So I'm guessing her car payment would also be super high. But renting a car, if everything changes and, oh, I'm going back to Kuwait, he's the love of my life, she could just take the car back.
With yeah, I don't want any roommates. I just want to dig a hole and live in it. On it.
Okay, well then be prepared to pay for it.
Honestly, if I had the key, I would just live in it. I'd live in my car. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see if she's got the money to not live in it. But that doesn't seem like a long-term solution for her.
I just need a battery for my CPAP. Yeah, technically I sold the Kia. I didn't think I was ever going back to Canada for a long time. Van life, you need, like, to buy a van, you need a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were able to, Capla. I am depressed. I'm very, very, very depressed right now. I'm trying hard not to throw up. I'm trying hard not to, like, cave.
I'm sure the Chinese food will help. What does she mean by I'm trying not to cave? Like, if they broke up, would she even have the option? That doesn't make sense to me.
And I guess I just need support. I think we've all been through a lot worse together, so I'm just feeling sorry for myself. Yeah, I do miss my family a lot too. I don't want to go on the plane. You can't take a boat from the Middle East all the way to Canada. Isn't that like really far?
I'd imagine you go Middle East, somewhere in Europe, Canada. But the expense of it would be a lot. I don't know, if she had the money, it might even be worth considering. She'd certainly be more comfortable.
Like the icebergs, hot nest, how? I don't want to think about all these things. Meet and greet. Thank you, Karen. I don't know. Julia, Salah will keep her for now. I don't have a house. I can't bring her right now. I need a house.
I wonder if her mom knows already that she's coming. I bet that's a conversation they need to have.
No, I'm laughing because you guys make me laugh, even though I'm sad. I didn't book a flight yet, but I was gonna do that today, so I have a lot to figure out. It is deja vu. I've been here exactly except that I didn't break up. We didn't break up. Transatlantic cruises are rare. Yeah, exactly. They're so expensive. I can't.
Yeah, they would be massively expensive.
It is so expensive. So anyway, we'll see. Mercy me, I'm going back to Canada. He's a moderator. I didn't have time to do anything. Like no decisions really.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Salah was apparently still a moderator and still deleting stuff. And I was like, sorry, what? Would you not just block him off of there? I mean, now you're no longer together. This is your income. Just block him off of there, man.
It's kind of hasty, but like I know I have to go back, so. And it's done with a lying down seat in first class. See, why do you guys make me laugh? No, they're gonna make me pay. Do you know how much first class costs? It's like thousands.
Yeah, but business class would probably work better for her. She could manage it. Then again, maybe she can't. What the hell do I know about her finances? We don't know how much the Canadian government takes, so. And she is going to need deposits and moving costs and things like that. It may be that with the visa coming up, they had already agreed that she would go back, but she had intended to come back, and they've had a conversation and he's been like, I don't think that's for the best.
There's no such thing as whenever you get married as a Muslim, you don't take each other's things. It's not like that. You just split up and you are left with whatever you have.
I'm not sure what the rules are for divorce in Muslim society, but I also am sure that they're not married, so it's really not going to matter. It's not going to apply to her.
Nobody gets anybody's anything in Muslim marriage. No, my flight will be paid for, just not first class. I have to start over from scratch. I need every friggin' bit of money I can get.
I really like that as she was saying this, I don't think she was getting super chats, which I think is maybe what she was hoping for when she said this.
Yeah, that I can have. So I'm not going to spend $8,000 on a first class seat. No way. I won't talk about like you know, the divorce or anything like that. Just, yeah.
There's not going to be one. They're not married.
No, it's not.
In my opinion.
I'm definitely going back, like, for sure. Real.
Didn't you just say it was hasty?
So, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't really say, like, I'm going to keep a lot of privacy and respect each other, be mature about it.
This is not generally Foodie's way. We'll see. If she gets back to Canada and she stays there, then I imagine we'll hear a little more about it, but I think this is a business transaction that has potentially come to an end, either expectedly or unexpectedly.
But for me, it's best that I'm alone and at home. I'm trying outside of Canada. I don't know. We're in town. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
She could stay outside of Canada. She could go to a cheaper place. Thailand, Malaysia, somewhere like that would be reasonably cheap to stay. I can just say from experience when I've been there. But it wouldn't necessarily help her with the medical costs. I think her real need right now is to be able to access the Canadian medical system.
Go to Florida to see Grandpa. He's coming to Canada to visit. I don't know how he's going to drive. And he's driving. I wouldn't advise it at his age. Thank you.
Well, it depends on his health, doesn't it?
You let us some time. Thank you guys for the kindness. Yeah. Right away you think of Disney bees. Yeah. I don't know what that's the first thing. I'm going home. So I'm not married. There's nothing for me here really. I don't mind living here, but no, I gotta be back home.
No, she couldn't do this by herself. She couldn't, like, aside from the fact that she couldn't stay because, you know, tourism. And then we don't know what's happening with the government right now, whether maybe someone's been like, oh, how many tourist visas have you had? Because there was that crackdown. I don't think the crackdown necessarily was targeting Chantal or people like Chantal. It seemed to be targeting more immigrant workers, which, there was an incident in Muscat, and some Pakistani men were involved in a shootout in a mosque, and it's really shocked everybody because gun crime is incredibly rare here. Just a massive thing. I've been following the news about it because I think there are going to be political consequences from the fact that the people involved were Pakistani, because a policeman died and the Pakistani ambassador had to make a statement saying everybody cooperate. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, to relate it to this, I don't think the immigration checks particularly focused on Foodie or people like Foodie, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't maybe have had an impact, and if the end of a tourist visa was coming anyway, that she had to go.
Yeah, he's been supporting me. It's not about that. I have to go home. Like, my sciatica's hurting so bad. I just want to, ERBs.
ERBs. So yeah, could just be medical. She doesn't seem to be able to get an MRI where she is, either through access or just through the fact that she would probably need a bariatric MRI, and maybe that's not accessible for her, or it might be that it's just too expensive for her. There's a number of things that it could be at this point, but she better get on a waiting list real quick because she's going to need a regular doctor as well. But right now, she just wants to go to emergency and get it done.
Made the decision. Kia is no longer in my possession. I didn't think I was going back there, so I got rid of it. I'm gonna rent a car for now. I don't know.
Maybe she didn't give it to her aunt then, or sell it to her aunt. But think of the state that Kia was in. Who else but family would have bought it?
I have a place. I'll probably be in the house most of the time, and then we can go walking. I don't know. Figure it out. I don't know.
I actually hope she does this, because I think her getting an apartment and doing Canada bees would be way more interesting than this.
Yeah, I gotta do something about this leg. Sweat. Yeah, I appreciate the support, guys. And get back on my feet. Yeah, I hope so.
I don't know, if it's just for the medical, I think we might have a repeat of where she goes back to Canada and then she's like, no, I miss everything too much.
So anyway, no, it's not Mercy Me. It's not that. I'm going home very soon. I have to book a flight. Yeah, Laura, Canada definitely, yeah. I mean, I have some money, but not a ton of money saved up. No.
I do wish we had more on her finances. I don't think she's got a ton of money. She's never been a saver. She's never been good at managing her money. I think she's probably relying on her YouTube paycheck coming up to get her through. It sounds like she's going to book, whether she's paying for it or not, she's going to book a flight before the payment comes in so that her YouTube money can just be for the next month, but we'll see.
I have a lot of debt, so, having him pay most of the bills here, it's helpful to pay down some debts, but anyway, I'll be okay.
Oh, I should have listened to what she was going to say. Give me a second. I don't know how much he contributes. I always assumed that her money was going into his account and that's how it was working. He might have been bringing some money in. We don't know what goes on with the perfumery or what job he's actually got. But I would imagine she would be stretched if she's getting garnished over a certain amount for the back pay of taxes, and she's going to have to pay taxes when she goes back. She's going to be far more on the radar. What she has left with what I would presume would be a diminished income from where she was last time she was in Canada, it's going to be a stretch for her to live on her own.
Get home and just build from scratch, that's all. No, it's not a joke. I wouldn't joke about this. The animals are going to stay with Salah for now. It's his cat too. I'm not settled. I can't bring her. I don't have anywhere to bring her to.
I wouldn't want her to take her. Even if she had somewhere, I wouldn't want it.
So I gotta unfortunately leave her here for now. I didn't get much for the Kia. Seriously, look up what that's worth. And there's so much damage to it. The whole front end is off. I hit a giant monster beaver, remember? Yeah. I didn't sell it to just anybody. I sold it to someone I know.
Alright, I'm guessing Aunt Phyllis.
Thanks, Blaxilian. The frog's the rabbit. You Vampira.
Unless she caught Pete's, but would he have the money for that?
Go on Marketplace and get a place to live. What about a hotel? I don't know. I don't even want to think about these things right now.
Hotel would be unbelievably expensive. she'd probably have a little bit of money to get through. And that's again, like if she went to Thailand or if she went to a cheaper place, she could get one of those apartment hotels. I know when I was in Dubai, how much did it cost in Dubai? I think I was in like a serviced apartment hotel and it was about £50 a night. And then the rest of the living would be cheaper, and she could get cheaper than that if she went to a different country.
I have so much to figure out. It's so overwhelming. I just want to lay and just not do anything. No, I'm not really okay, honestly.
Well, I bet she's not okay now. She has to figure stuff out. She's never historically been great at that. She gets overwhelmed easily.
Weekly rates. I wouldn't clickbait this and say that I'm leaving if I'm not.
She would. Or rather, she would, and then she'd change her mind. Because she's done that before. She's had breakups with him, and then she's deleted them. I'll be shocked if after I've done this react, it's still up.
Yeah, we don't. Motel 6, we have Super 8. I don't know. I really don't. Even hotels are like $2,000 a month at least for a shitty one. With like one of those old bedspreads that have cigarette burns.
She lives in a motel. I never want to hear her moan about FFG again. God, I hate the wine.
Yeah, Texas. I think so. I don't know. I don't really want to stay with family because it's not like I need privacy.
She probably couldn't stay long term, but for the beginning bit at least, she's going to have to stay with family, isn't she? If I were her mom, I would draw a very firm line on that though. You'd be like, I understand you need to get ready, but what are you doing right now?
In my life, you know, when they have busy lives. Kidding, I'm going home. Like you guys will see when I'm in Canada. I never lied about going back there. Every time I go. I know it's like out of left field because I've been so private. Like you guys don't know anything that goes on. Like.
All right, so did you plan it or was it sudden? Because if she's been private, they've been planning this for a while. But if they had an argument, which is why she's upset and they're splitting up, then that's a more sudden conversation. But again, it sounds like she's had time to process this. Otherwise, I think she'd be a lot more emotional.
In my life, from what I'm really feeling, I just come on here in bees, but whoa, maybe Wolf Puppy still can. Studio apartment. I know, I never stay, but this is permanent.
We'll see.
Yeah, Kina. LHR, I haven't asked for a dime from anybody. I'm gonna be booking my own flights. Probably.
The smugness. I'm like, dude, you're the one saying you need money. I don't think it's completely out of left field that people would be like, hey, you trying to subtly e-beg here. Not so subtly e-beg. Miss Cry for food and shelter.
Because we're breaking up, mans. We are no more. One more 13-hour flight. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Vampira. Summer camping. Oh yeah, I could get a tent and live in a campground. No.
I really think she's struggling for the money she's going to need. Moving on, her trying to budget is going to be an interesting thing. I think we might see her run up a lot of debt again.
There's no AC. Divorce doesn't cost anything here. Yeah, I guess so, boobies. Yeah, I don't want to answer any personal questions right now about like anything, really, honestly. Just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going home alone. Van life vlogs, I wish. I don't know how to convert a van. Are you alone in the apartment? I'm alone right now.
Could you imagine her buying a van and trying to convert it? Oh, be awful.
Yeah, I'll have to just get doctors in Canada, you know. I will, Gabrielle.
She should have been on lists for the doctors. I don't agree with her abusing the system, but she should have been on lists for the doctors the moment she went back the first time and knew how long it was going to take. Why would you leave not being on lists?
Free insulin. You get free insulin in Canada? I don't really have any things here, Brittany. I'm just gonna take one suitcase. Yeah, I feel in shock. So, I mean, I'm not really good to chat right now, I guess.
And yet you're online.
So, I don't know. I didn't think I would be this way. I'm just...
Why is this not a pre-recorded video, by the way? Because if she's not in the mood to chat, I guess because then she doesn't want to edit it, but still.
So, like, overwhelmed.
She is gonna go back to Canada and fall into the weed. Like, even when she was like, no, it's against Islam, she couldn't stop herself. And she doesn't have the money to do that right now. It sounds like things are going to be tight and she needs to focus her money where it needs to go. And I don't think weed is going to be something she can afford properly.
Wheelchair bees, yeah, I am, I don't care. Oh, my sweet love me.
Here, the cat doesn't want to be there at all. But here, she is doing what she did in other streams where she's crying loud, but doesn't seem to have tears. Like, it just feels fake. Most things feel fake from her, but it feels fake.
Poor girl. I'm gonna miss her. I don't know how I can bring her with me.
You can't.
Yeah, maybe Peter. I don't have a house to go to or see me. Yeah, can't bring her right now.
You'll never bring her. Not right now. You'll never bring her.
She's gonna be okay with Salah, but anyway. Yeah, can't mail Julia through DHL. Okay, so that's the news. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know like exactly when I'm going home, but it's gonna be really soon. So I think I'm just gonna try to figure out what to do because I have a lot to do.
Get on a list for a hospital or a doctor or whatever now. You could do it via the phone. Call a realtor and try and figure out an apartment. You can start looking at that online. Pack your one suitcase and get on a plane to your mom's, because that's the only option you really have now. Or if your mom is saying no, then get on a plane, book a hotel for a week or a place for a week while you sort yourself out to make a decision from there. That's all you can do at this point. I know it sucks, but just get in there and do it. The one good thing for you is that you don't have a lot of stuff.
I don't want to cry. I can't anymore.
Get offline then.
So thanks for listening to me, always being here, no matter what shit I go through. I guess I'm gonna go for now. Figure things out and I'll come back up when I have things more figured out. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Oh, I feel sick. Thank you. And yeah, I don't know when I'll be back. Like I have a lot to do right now. So I have so much to do and I'm like in my worst health ever. So, but I'm definitely going home. That's where I want to be. So I need to be home. Oh, okay guys. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye. I do realize I'm being, one, not very sympathetic because I just don't believe a lot of it. But two, I have moved many a time, so maybe I'm being a bit blasé about it. But yeah, like at its base, get on a doctor's list. If you can't do that from Kuwait, that's one thing you don't have to do right now. You can do it when you get home because you just put your mum's address in anyway. Get a place to live for when you get off the plane, be it at your mum's or somewhere else. Pack your bag, book your flight. That is where you are. That is all you have to do. And it might seem like a lot mentally, but that is all you have to do. You don't have a lot of stuff. You got to figure out the rest in Canada. But anyway, I imagine we will get an update at some point, and I will see you again. Hopefully it's not today because I can't be recording any more videos. I've done enough editing today. But I will see you soon. Bye-bye.